CP.
Pulling us in. All right. I think we're fine. Oh, the only thing that's messed up is your guys' names. I can't introduce you if your guys' squares are all messed up.
Zahi.
Oh my
What's
gosh,
going
yeah.
on here?
Hello.
Who's
My name is
producing this
Zahi.
show? What the
Welcome.
hell? What the hell?
Need a director.
Hey guys, welcome to episode, I believe, 27. I just typed it and I forget, but I'm going to go with that.
LCP.
Of the Link Cable podcast. This week we got a special guest for our special semi-theme for a small segment of Pokemon. We've got Brandon here, who's been on the show before, so welcome, Brandon.
You should type his name in correctly so it says Brandon, not Braden.
Yeah.
He sounds like a Pokemon.
He sounds like a, and that's the only thing he says the whole show. Bradon.
I choose you.
I can't even type.
Bradon.
It sucks because typing them in, I have to find the right name, and they're all named weird things because they always switch screens.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just has little nicknames for each of this.
Well, because it puts you guys in random
little
squares
heart.
depending on how Discord wants to show it, so it always makes it really fun for me to try to guess whose name is what. So sometimes I show up as Zahi, or someone shows up as... Oh, see, there we go. All right, so how's everybody doing? How's this week going for everybody? We're a couple
going well.
Doing good.
well.
Who has not
Who is
joined
what?
these new consoles, baby?
Yeah, there's been we're at 2 weeks past post 2 weeks post
2 weeks
launch
now, yeah.
for some of this stuff. So,
Yeah.
and I know some people have gotten some new hardware. Hint, hint. So yeah, let's kind of go around and just talk about what's been going on with everybody over the last week or so. And Brandon, anything big in your life that's happened over the last few weeks since we've talked to you last? So,
I've literally done nothing but play WoW.
wow, okay. So that summed him up. So Zahi, let's have you go first then, and we'll get back to Brandon's playing life over there.
Because I feel like I'm going to be the only one who is not going to be discussing WoW this week at all. Even though I am excited for Shadowlands, it is not my area of expertise. So I've still been in week 2 now of the Xbox Series X. It's been only a week and a half about maybe. So just to say, I've been revisiting some old titles just to see them enhanced with the Series X. Not just that, but I also recently purchased a brand new 4K TV. So before that, I did not have a 4K TV. So I was seeing what the Series X could do on like the bare minimum basic it can get.
Wow.
And it was an awful experience. Like incredible. I feel like that TV could not handle all of what the Series X is. And now that I have a new 4K HD RTV, it is beautiful to me. Can't imagine it.
It's changed.
How
So with
nice
everything
it was.
sold out, how did you get the Xbox?
The Xbox is. I had my list down for the Series X and the PS5. I put my name on for the EB Games wish list, in which only I was the 10th, and then the last person before the intake of consoles is coming in December. So I think the week that I got the Series X, I was talking with you, Mike, and Kevin about how much I was changing my mind to maybe wanting to get a digital PS5 instead. So I had requested if any PS5s came in to get that one. But the Friday night, they had called me saying that they brought 5 more in, and I was the last one on the list, and not to tell anyone else in the city that they had them.
In the city. They make you
In
think
the
swear
city.
on a Bible and an oath and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm popular, but I'll start blabbing, man. I don't have a filter. My mouth just goes off. So I'm like, they have Xboxes at the EB Games, everyone.
They are very
So,
secretive about stuff. To kind of add to
Yeah.
that. So last week I was at a GameStop. I bought a T-shirt and I had it shipped to the store. I had the Horde shirt last week. I bought the Alliance shirt too. So I had to ship it to the store.
Oh,
to pick it up.
nice. You got the Alliance shirt.
Well, hold on. There's more to that part of the story too. Anyways, I'm in line to buy the shirt, and there's like 5 people deep in the line. I'm standing there. We're all spaced 6 feet apart, and I see at the very front door a guy comes in with a bunch of boxes from FedEx, the big FedEx truck, and he's walking towards the door, and I can clearly see him through the glass that there's no way he's gonna be able to open this. So I got out of line because everyone was ignoring this guy and opened the door for him and held it open. I was like, I got you, man. And he's like, hey, man, I saw you run from across the store. Thank you. That was really nice. Like, yeah, no problem. I don't care. I'm not in a hurry. So I get back in line, get the shirt, and I leave. And the guy from the FedEx truck tells me to come over. He's like, get over here, man. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, hey, brother, they got 2 PS5s and 3 Xboxes in there. Go get them. I was like, what?
No.
He's like, yeah, you help me out. I'm going to help you out. I'm not supposed to do that. But it told me on the order what was in the boxes. I was like, oh, shit. So I
Go get him.
but I was like, oh shit, I had somewhere else to go, and I'm like, I gotta leave, and I was like, all right. So I ended up texting a couple of my friends. I was like, here's where some PS5s are. Go ask them and get in line there. And I haven't followed up to see if anybody got one, but it was kind of neat.
That's awesome, man.
And then the
I got a buddy who's looking for one.
The story about the shirt though was they gave me the wrong size and they were sold out on extra large, so I didn't get to get it.
So do you have to wait to get it, or they
No,
just don't even
that
have
was
it?
They gave me my $7 back, and they said
Yeah.
FML.
Let me know if you see if you know of any Xbox Series X. 'Cause I got a buddy who's hunting for one hardcore,
Okay.
and he had no luck. So yeah, it's Brad. So he's been
okay.
looking. Yeah.
I'll try to find him.
So yeah, he wanted me to try and build him a script to build a bot for it, and I'm like, Brad, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to build a script. Sorry, bud.
Oh my god. Anyway, sorry, Zahi. You can take over again.
Oh, but yeah, no, I was just about to finish up. I have been playing. Oh, you want to come to this side, buddy? Okay, is this better for you? Okay, I'm sorry. My dog is like sitting on the right side of my lap, and then he's like, "No, I want to move to the left side now." But he moved on top of me. I'm like, "Okay, dude."
He's like,
The
this is
other
where I
game,
want to
however,
be.
he's like this. He's like, that side wasn't great. I want to go to the other side. But the other game I've been playing that I'm actually not allowed to talk about any details about because our embargo goes up officially on Wednesday is I've been playing Immortals Phoenix Rising, the soon to be released game for Ubisoft, and you can go check out on Wednesday when our review goes up for that game. That's where I'll put a pin in that anymore. I think Alex may kill me. But yeah, it's been an exciting week. I've been going back and playing a lot of the old games. I re-downloaded the Master Chief Collection to see some good old Halo 2 Anniversary on like the Series X, and it's so much better. I brought it over to a friend's place yesterday, and we played 4-player Master Chief Collection on Halo 3, and it was just beautiful to look at. And we were all having so much fun. I've been really enjoying the console as of this week.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good console.
Pretty fun.
PlayStation's better, but
Don't disagree. Don't disagree.
Okay.
What came to me, man. It's what came.
That's all right. You gotta get what you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Mike, what about you? What do you got going on over there?
I mean, so basically exclusively, I've just been playing World of Warcraft. Started on Monday at 6 p.m. and I got to
6
60 very quickly. I got to it in less than 24 hours. So
You guys
me
were
and my
up all
friend,
night.
well, yeah, Chris was up even later than I. So we had probably about a group of 6 or 7 people that was playing with us throughout the whole night. And it was like guest stars. They would just come and go and like little cameo appearances. And people would just slowly drop off during the night. So me and Chris, I stayed up till probably about 3:30 in the morning. I got to level 58 and I just could not do it. And I could not do it anymore. And Chris stayed up till 6:30 and got it. But I woke up the next day, and then when the daughter went for her nap time, I grinded out the last 2 levels and got to 60. So I've been.
Is there any need to get to 60 on day one?
I mean,
Why the rush?
just fun. You know, it was kind of like a race between all of our friends, really, just to get it. So I was the second to get it. But once you get to 60, then you can start doing the dungeons. Like the real dungeons, you can level. Like that's when you start really building your progression with your character. You pick your covenants and everything like that. So it was fun. So I've been 60 for most of the week, and most of the time I've been playing it. And it's a lot of fun. I love the new dynamics they've set. I can tell this is going to already be a better expansion than Battle for Azeroth. One thing that I think they are missing is they need some sort of flight master whistle, because getting around throughout all the covenants is kind of tough. I think as you build,
one of the devs came out. I don't know if it was Ian, who's like the head of it all for that, but someone came out and said that they purposely chose it as a decision not to put it in because it took away. it was less fun to have it in exploration to view everything. I'm like, no, it's just
Well-
boring because you go through the same shit over and over and over doing these world quests. It's not like you're doing anything like, I don't know. It
From
really
what I've
slows things
seen, though,
down. It just makes you bored.
what I've heard is to get to flying in Shadowlands is going to be a lot easier than it
Okay.
was in years past. So that may be why too, because it might be there's no reputation gains that you need to get flying, which was the hardest. That was the longest grind. So I think if that's out, that's why they may want to just push you to try and like, hey, just grind it out to get flying. But I do know that there is.
Can't you
like,
guys
when you
fly
build-
naturally?
in certain zones.
Aren't there
But not
flying
everywhere.
mounts?
You have to
in
but
WoW?
you have to unlock flying
Yeah.
in certain areas, like So
Oh.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. So it's like if I'm in Stormwind, I can fly, but if I go into Shadowlands, I can't fly. It's
Right.
kind of silly.
Oh.
flying is a lot faster. So I did see that there is going to be you can buy with Covenant once your renown level builds up, like a lot farther down the road. It looks like there's Hearthstones specific
Yeah,
to
I saw that
those.
too.
The
Is that part
Yeah,
of the
to
transport
each
network you
zone.
can upgrade or something else?
I think it's just its own thing. So it'll you can have like you know how you had the Dalaran Hearthstone, you can
Yeah,
also
yeah.
get it for your Covenant. So it's been an awesome time. After this podcast, I'm going to play again. I streamed day one 7.5 hours of me playing this game. That's the longest stream I've ever had. And you want to know how many people were on it? Not one in
Hey,
7.5
I was
hours. Not
watching
one
that.
person.
I
Oh,
was
you
watching.
know what?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, sorry. Did you?
I was in the stream and watching the stream at the same time. At least for a
Well,
little
that
while.
doesn't even count. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't
So-
count. I'll take it away.
Yeah.
Try to support
But,
little streamers. Come on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, anybody out there watching, it's Big Mike 11. Come on, guys. I provide quality content, and sometimes I'll even do it sober. So but yeah, that's been my week. That's going to probably be next week, and hey, guess what, I'll probably be the week after as well.
I get you.
Mhm.
All right, I'll go next. Not too different than Mike's. Played WoW when it came out. Played WoW all week. Got to 60. I started doing some of the stuff for the Covenants. For those who don't know what goes on, is this release, similar to others, has a short build up from leveling from level 50 to level 60. And once you complete all the way through to the end, you basically unlock the real game, and you get to start. You basically pick a team or group of people that you want to associate yourself with out of 4 that have a few different abilities and attributes, and et cetera, et cetera. And then you level up that team or group that you're part of using different types of currencies and experience and stuff like that. So I'm in the same part Mike's at, where I've got my Covenant. What did you go with? Which Covenant?
Ardenweld.
Ardenwell.
So the Night Fae.
Yeah, I went with Revendreth. The vampire people. I felt like I don't know. I was back
Well,
and forth.
Kevin went with that one. That one's it was good. I almost went with that. I was really close, but I just loved Ardenweld. I was like, I gotta take it. It was good for the Demon Hunter enough, and I was just like, it's too cool of a world.
No, we lost Zahi in our
Zahi will
so-
be back. He said he's gonna hop back in. His internet just cut out. So
Okay.
in the meantime,
You can
enjoy
see half
this
my face.
scrambled screen.
See this, and this is what I was telling Brandon earlier. I was like, "Oh, Discord's much better, but if we lose somebody, then this happens."
Yeah, it's an absolute mess.
Anyways, we'll pretend that's not happening. So yeah, I played some of that. Played more Hearthstone. I play that every week, so there's nothing really to report there. I'm still really enjoying the expansion. I did finish Far Cry 4, which is a game I've been playing for a couple weeks here. Thoroughly surprised how well that game held up, even though it's several years old. I'm not sure if I'm going to jump right into 5 because there are a lot of games coming out that I want to play. So it was kind of just time. Oh, another game I'm trying to time myself over until basically Cyberpunk is what I'm waiting for, right? That's what we're all waiting for.
Yeah.
I started playing the Fractured Butthole on South Park. I bought that. I've had it wrapped.
How
forever.
is it? I've
It's
never got to play
really
the second
funny.
one.
So
Dude,
I
the
loved
Stick
the
of
first
Truth
one.
was so good.
But the second one is like, okay, so just this isn't a spoiler, but the beginning of the game, it literally takes off. It's like the kids are still playing the fantasy like Lord of the Rings type thing, right?
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the game, Cartman decides he wants to just do superheroes now. So he's dressed up as this coon man, right? But everyone else is still like in fantasy gear, and he's just like, "What the hell? You guys got to change. You can't do this." And they're yelling at him. So everyone all of a sudden starts switching over from fantasy stuff, and they stop the fighting the fantasy, and they go into superhero stuff. So it's really funny how they tie because it's like, oh, okay, how do they do this? And it's they do it in a really funny way where they're making fun of themselves while they do it.
It's on PC, isn't it?
It's on literally everything. It's on Switch, it's on PC, Xbox, PS4, etc., etc. So, yeah,
I may have to buy this game.
it's. I played it maybe about an hour and a half, and I've laughed so hard, like the little details of stuff. So you're inside there. You're trying to break into Cartman's house or get into it, and there's a bunch of red Legos all over it, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you can't go in there. There's lava in front of the house. You can't go across the lava." And they're clearly Legos, right? So then you have to climb around, go inside. Then you get inside of the house. Cartman's in the basement, and you're trying to figure out how to get down there. And his mom's, if you watch the show, she's kind of an airhead. So she's on the couch, and you don't interact with her at all. She's just background noise. You see and hear her. And if you walk past her, you hear her. She's on the phone. She's like, "Hello, 911. Yes, my son told me there's lava in front of the house, and I just don't know what to do." It's just so stupid. And then she starts going. You hear the conversation. It goes on for like a minute, and she's like, Yes, he did tell me I would break my mother's back if that happened. Yes, I will not be stepping like stupid shit like that. And it's just like it's so silly, but like it's stuff that's not even part of the game. It's just background noise. Like your mother in the game, she's like the mom and dad get in a big fight, and they're like pretending not to fight in front of you, but the mom's like, "Everything will be fine when I kill myself." Or so it's just like, oh my gosh, like this game is like they don't care at all. It's very
I'm buying it as we speak.
It's really funny. I've been enjoying, and the combat's pretty fun too. It's different than the first one. It's a little more active because you kind of move around a bit, but it's still turn-based like. But it's funny. It's really funny.
I don't remember my password at all.
So yeah, that was the other game outside of any that I played. I am trying to. I'm thinking I might pick up that Phoenix Rising game on Thursday next week. But I'm also worried because like I have stuff in WoW I want to try to do. I'm still trying to play this game. I got other things going on and. It's just a lot. So, but yeah, that's most of my week. Brandon.
That's awesome, man.
I see Zahi's trying to get in, I think.
I see it too. I'm trying to buy that game because they got a big sale going on right now for Black Friday.
Ubisoft store, the Uconnect store.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna get it on Steam. How much is it on Ubisoft?
I don't know. The Uconnect store, they always have. They've been pushing that because they have all this new stuff going on.
Yeah, I have it on Steam and it's like $12.
Oh, that's not bad. I paid $12 for that game. Like I said, I've laughed very hard. The
first one was amazing. Yeah, I've always wanted to get
a lot of the jokes more too.
I've seen every episode so many times. It's disgusting.
I have not watched that. I've watched most episodes up until like 3 years ago, and then I kind of haven't caught up. But so yeah.
Yeah, I have. There we go. Fractured.
All right, while he's doing that, Brandon, you may take the floor. And how have you been? What's going on? What's the last few weeks been? What are you playing? We see you have a new office, a new setup now.
The new man cave.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, like you guys have been playing a lot of WoW. I've heard like a couple weird criticisms. Like I've heard this is definitely better than BFA. Everyone agrees on that.
I agree on that, yes.
But for me personally, this expansion's like the best I've seen. I love like they added in this roguelite feature of the Torghast, the level 60 stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they just make it feel like, okay, I don't have to do everything, but there's all kinds of content if I really want to consume it. Where other expansions like, oh, gotta go do my chores.
Hello?
Like Zahi.
You're here.
Hey.
So yeah, now
apologies,
I'm just at the point where
boys.
I'm doing
I
dungeons.
What's that, Zahi?
Sorry about that, guys. Mythic Dungeons. Up. There we go. I don't know what happened. The internet totally went down, and then it reloaded on the page with everybody in it. So, my bad for cutting you off, Brandon.
No, you're okay.
Keep going. I want to hear what you have to say, though.
Yeah, so like there's just different ways to play the game now, right? Like you have a roguelite function, you have the covenants if you want to just like do world quests and questing around. You have your dungeons, a little bit of PvP. There's like this weirdly, I think it's designed, there's this weird gear gap right around, I want to say like between 151 and 170, 160, where you can't get into heroic dungeons yet. And they sort of like poke you to go play PvP, and it's like it happens to be the best way to get gear.
Yeah, I had to grind PvP to get to 155.
Like normally I don't enjoy playing PvP, but I'm like, oh, okay, this is the best way to get this gear.
I love it. I actually
Love
like
to try PvP
probably
and WoW.
the most.
I want
Probably Battlegrounds.
I want to do it, but I don't do it very often at all. You do your Battlegrounds or Arena?
Battlegrounds. Arena, I mean, you can do Arena, but the ranked season hasn't even started anyways. So between Epic Battlegrounds and normal Battlegrounds, you'll get all your gear quickly because they switched it now. So it's not how it used to be where you would just get like that weekly chest and it was just random, whatever piece. Now you buy it again with Honor, which is so nice in my opinion, because you could grind all the time in BFA and take weeks to get what you needed.
Oh, wow.
It was just stupid where this is like, all right, now I can buy it. It's back to the old ways.
Mhm.
I feel like they went back to their roots on what really worked with WoW in this expansion.
Mhm.
And it was needed. It was
How's
really
the
needed.
story?
Oh my god, the story's so good. The lore is
pretty
actually
good.
enjoyable.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What? My important thing with this game is like I think the story is just really cool, and that's like really all I pay attention to in WoW. So is it like good in this expansion?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they did a good job.
They do a good job like hand feeding it too, and it's not overwhelming.
And like you don't really need to have done any of the previous expansions to feel like you're like involved, like you get it. Where sometimes like you go into a game's like second, third, fourth expansion, whatever, you don't know where you're at. They do a great job of making you feel like you're part of the world.
And so,
Yeah.
and something else to add that it kind of goes on. So after, like I explained, you play through like the beginning area, which is like the full like main campaign, and get yourself to level 60, and then you can start doing all the gearing up, like Brandon and Mike were talking about. But I just learned today that if you have a second character that you want to level up, you don't have to play through that same storyline again, doing the exact same thing. They give you a choice. It's called like Path of something. I forget what it's called. And after you do this very small beginning part where you kind of get into Shadowlands, and you do like the mall part where you like Jaina and Thrall have their
escape it, yeah.
You are able to just skip that, and you can go right into doing world quests, picking your covenant, and doing all that stuff, and level up a different way, which I think
really that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I had no idea. I literally read that today, so I started actually going through that beginning area on my ally character instead of my horde guy. So I played with my priest for a little bit. So I thought that was kind of neat. That it definitely makes you want to maybe have a few more alts than just focusing on one guy, because it does give you a lot of, you still have to level them up, but you're not wasting your time doing the exact same stuff you've already done, and it could get pretty boring. So I think that was
just
neat.
grind the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. That sounds cool. And then, I mean, that's the thing. If all you got to do is unlock the Pathfinder stuff on one character, so you really only got to complete the story on one character, and then at the count line,
right? Which is nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Anything else, Brandon? Just WoW.
Let's get that.
Wow.
Yep, just wow. And a little bit of Pokemon stuff, but that was accidental.
Pokemon, yeah. Okay, well, that's a pretty good segue to go into the next segment of Pokemon Madness. This episode titled Pokemon Episode. I know last week we kind of dove into it a little bit, and I have started to notice that people have been going crazy on Twitch about Pokemon, and from time to time. So my PS5 I was playing it on, which so far I think might be fixed. I haven't played. I played PS4 games. I've just been playing the South Park game.
Just about to ask.
Yeah,
how is it?
So what I did is I actually put Godfall on because that's the only PS5 game I have. And that's what always would crash. Right. And I guess Bugsnax too, which was also crashing. So on Friday, I was just in my basement cleaning up. So I turned it on and I left the game running without me playing it to see if it would crash. And it didn't. It was on for about an hour and a half. So I haven't actually played it to see if it breaks, but standing still, it didn't crash. So I'm hoping maybe some type of update it got fixed it all.
There's been a couple big updates that have come out for it. So possibly.
I kept seeing it when I log in. I would say, "Oh, update." I'm like, okay, so maybe this is the one. So, but I played, like I said, hour and a half or so of a PS4 game, and it was fine. And I finished Far Cry on there too, and it worked. So
that's awesome.
Hopefully that's all done and over with. Anyway, so I've been using Twitch on there.
I'm over Far Dawn.
What's that?
Far Cry.
4. Yeah, 4. The old one.
Nice.
Not even 5 or New Dawn yet.
Fine.
Anyways, I'm playing the
nice.
Twitch.
Now it's time to go to those.
They're fun. I was playing on the Twitch app on the PS5, which actually works really well for like going through stuff. I was actually showing my friend what ASMR videos are because he had no idea, and I kind of freaked him out.
So weird.
So we watched that for a little while. Yeah, they've gotten increasingly odd and creepy since like some of them I would turn on. I'm like, oh, this is kind of relaxing if it's just like sometimes with like snow globes and glitter, and I'm like, okay, this is good, but this girl's like licking the microphone like.
That's
I'm like, that
disgusting.
doesn't sound relaxing at all. You should have saw the look on my friend's face.
I think my relaxing.
It was disturbing. What was that, Zahi?
I think my relaxing sound would be like oaks in a page turning. You know, like
Yeah,
that.
something
that
like
sound.
that.
I think
Those.
I think I could ASMR that.
But you know, they get the special mic and they're just up there, just like. And
Crinkling the papers forward. Yeah, I could do that.
My buddy was like, I don't like the whispering, so all night long, every time I try to talk to him, I'd be like, hey, do you want to play this other game? Now we can play this other game. And he would get so freaked out. It was so funny. But it almost makes me like uneasy listening to the whispers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, it messes me up. My mental.
It's just like the okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so that wasn't the point.
Please.
So after I went through a bunch of ASMR videos, I jumped into the general talk or whatever, and there were a ton of people streaming Pokemon, opening packs. Like there were like people that were like nobodies on Twitch that were streaming stuff, and I was so surprised how many. I watched probably about 10 or 15 different people opening Pokemon card packs. And
I've
this was like
before on Twitch.
midnight to 1 in the morning, so some of them weren't in English, but they were all doing it. I watched one in particular. This guy had a first edition box that he was opening. He said a $60,000 box, and him and his friends were just all opening it, and they opened it up and like, whoa, dude! And he got a Charizard first edition holographic, and they were losing their shit. So, yeah, it's the madness is getting real, and the price of cards is just going up, 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 up. And I took some of mine out. I went through a little bit. I haven't taken them all out to see what I got. But Brandon, in all this during last week, after I told him about what was going on in the episode, tells me, oh yeah, I got a box of Pokemon cards from 1999. What are those? So Brandon, why don't you tell us what you found? And Mike, you can help build some hype talking about pricings and some of these things.
So if
what
anybody
is that?
can't
Yeah.
see that, it's a first
God.
edition Gym Challenge box.
Oh my God.
It's the original 151. So the OG Kanto Pokemon. Yeah, first edition, unopened from Wizards of the Coast.
Unopened.
He showed me that, and I honestly
haven't
thought
seen that.
I thought that Kevin was lying.
I haven't seen that in 20 years.
And
Yeah,
Mike,
I
what's
thought-
a good
I thought
street
Kevin-
value
Holy
for that?
crap.
So, and luckily
Is
for
the
you
street
guys,
value?
I have my eBay as well as some Pokemon price guides and everything. So we're gonna look up that. So first edition Gym Challenge booster box. So there's two sets. There's first edition, and then there's Gym Challenge, and then there's Gym Heroes. Also, there's first edition, standard edition for anybody who doesn't know. So for the first, I believe, 2 generations of Pokemon, every card set that came out, they also had the first edition, which were the first prints of the card. They were more of a limited run, and then they came out with their base set. And then actually the original OG base sets, the ones that when you think of Charizard and Venusaur and Blastoise, that's what you think of. They actually came out with the second run, and that's the one where you would see in the corner it'd be like a check mark with a number 2, and that's like the second base set. So those were the ones that came out. So for the first 2 generations for both Johto and Kanto Pokemon, Neo Genesis, I think Aquapolis was some, and then you got like your Jungle, your Fossil, your Team Rocket ones. All those had the base set as well as the first edition. So the first edition ones are the ones that you are seeing just go for stupid money because they're even more rare. So what he's got right now is a first edition unopened Gym Challenge Pokemon booster box. Right now, they're selling for right around anywhere from $32,000 to $37,000.
Which is absolutely insane.
What?
Yes.
US dollars too.
Yes. Unopened. Just a
Look at
pack.
Zai's
Just
face.
one.
Like what?
One pack sells for over $500, maybe more. Just a pack. There's 36 packs in a booster box.
That's crazy.
So
Holy shit.
that's where it is right now. It is incredibly expensive. That's why when when Kevin sent me a picture, I thought he just Googled it and sent me a picture. I was like, bullshit, dude. Like, there's no way this guy has this. Because the week before, Kevin was Alex, open it right now. Hey, I'll give you $10 to open it. No,
on our stream with all 4 people watching.
yeah. But I get to keep everything for my $10 worth. Okay,
Yeah.
so no, so we were talking about a week ago, and I was talking about some of the Pokemon cards. We were opening them and everything, and Kevin he listened, and he's like, "Oh, really? I didn't realize this, man. I got all these cards from, his parents own a theater, so he's got all those promotion cards from the movies and stuff, just stacks of them. He's got like 10, 15 of all of them, the Mews, the Dragonites, all those stupid things that he's just got all, and not only that, but he's kept all those cards in his basement. So he started pulling out all these cards, just holographics, all these first edition base sets, and it's just like, oh my gosh. So I'm great condition. So I'm sweating watching Kevin do this, getting increasingly angrier and planning my heist at the same time. And then, the next week, and it's funny, actually, the timing for it. So on Black Friday, I went out, bought a couple packs. I was, whatever, I got some time. I'm going to go out and buy a couple packs and just see what I can get. See if I can find some tins at Target that are selling the Evolution packs. And the Evolution packs came out in 2016. And they were reprints, essentially, of the base sets. So all the cards that they were like stuff them, except they're a little more normal. They bumped them up some of the HP on the cards because the first ones are a lot weaker than like the Charizard was 120 back then.
What they should
100.
Be.
Yeah, so 120 like really nothing for the current day.
For the inflation of power.
Right. So I was pulling it, and obviously the big card in the Evolution packs is the Charizard. So bought a bunch of cards, just opening them up. Well, sure as shit, I got one Evolution card, pulled Charizard. And I was super geeked. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. Now, first off, it's kind of far, so you can't, well, maybe you can kind of see it. You don't have to look at it. Just look at the quality. Look at the lining, the yellow lining. It is so off-center. Look at how thin that one is compared to that. Like it is. I've never seen a card more off-center than this Charizard. So, of course, out of all the cards that
Can
have
you
had
hold
the
up
worst
that
center,
one versus another one you got and see what the border looks like?
Sure. So here is a Lugia card. It's a new Lugia card, which Lugia goes the original Aquapolis set, the first edition Lugia, goes for a lot of money. So actually, you know what? Here,
I feel like we have like a real officer
Pokemon.
from a Pokemon like card authority with you here.
So here is the Charizard, and you can see how absolutely terrible that centering is compared to like something like that.
Off.
So like you can. There we go. So you can see like even that one is slightly off center, but compared to that, it's like an idiot just stamped it on the line and just kept going. So whatever. It was exciting for me. I mean, other than that, it's in great condition. Like there's no real scratches or anything like that. So I mean, overall, it's solid. I've thought, should I get it rated? And it's like maybe. Obviously, it ain't gonna rate a 10. Probably won't even rate a 9. But if I get like a 7, whatever, it's cool. And I am completely out of focus. Give me a second.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Misprints in the past sometimes have been very valuable and as a result more expensive. Because this is a misprint, why would it not be more, kind of valuable?
It's not. So it's not a misprint. It's an imperfection.
Yeah.
A misprint is an error. Like, they spelt the name wrong. They put something there that wasn't supposed to be. That's just an imperfection. Think of that as a scratch on the card. So, yes, you are right in the sense of cards that are error cards will go for more, but that's not an error. That's an imperfection. So that's kind of why. But so anyways, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially I pull that, I send him the picture, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then literally 5 minutes after, Kevin sends me that picture. And that's why I was like, oh, he's bullshitting me. Like, he's just trying to one-up me. Nope, he wasn't.
Brandon just like casually tells me, I'm like, oh yeah, we're talking Pokemon cards, we're doing all this. And Brandon's like, yeah, I think I got a box or something. Let me go look. He comes back with this unopened box from 1999. He's like, yeah, I got one of these. I was like, no shit, man. I was like, you got to take care of this. Like, hold this carefully, put it in a fire safe or some shit. Like, this is intense.
Tell me you have other things.
Yeah.
Kevin says that's what he told me, but he said, sell it today.
Okay, well, I said that too, but until you sell it, keep it safe.
Don't sell it today. I think that see him like, and I know you would even ask.
How long is it gonna last?
No, this is
Well,
like
so
a
that's the
Bitcoin thing. If you hold it too
Is it
long,
like
it's
a-
worth nothing.
Is it? Go look at Bitcoin's pricing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but go look at Bitcoin 2017. What?
Yeah,
Actually,
look at
better.
Bitcoin. Actually, it's more today.
Oh shit. Well, I haven't paid
Michael
attention
said
to
one
Bitcoin.
thing that actually really convinced me to not sell it right away was that because so many people are opening product right now, it's becoming rarer and rarer every single time somebody
Yep.
opens one,
There
which makes
will
a ton of sense.
It's true.
Pokemon's not a bubble. It's been around for what 25 years. So obviously it's not. That's a very large bubble if it's on a bubble.
Watch
Their
it pop
first
next
edition,
week.
they're already harder to get. People are naturally, our age is getting older. With that, our age, what do we want to collect? We don't give a shit about collecting a Picasso. We grew up with, the Michael Jordan rookie cards, the Barry Bonds, Barry Sanders, you got the Charizards. That's what you grew up. That's what's exciting to you. And everyone likes that. Not the, I'm not going to, for a
different.
collector,
Absolutely.
we're getting into
We're
a new
looking
age,
for
and
original
now
pair of Air Jordans, not statues and fancy things.
right, that's the thing, and we want that, but now we got the big boy money to where we can start affording this stupid stuff. So now we're buying
Absolutely.
it. So not only do I think it's really not going to be into a bubble, but the cards that I would see into a bubble are like the current cards that are selling for like $400 or $500. Okay, that's cool. Maybe it'll stay there, but those base sets. Those are history. Those are the 151
Priceless.
Pokemon. That's what
Started
built
it all.
Pokemon. Right. So it's just like I mean, I don't see.
That's a
and-
collector item.
Well,
Right,
you
and
go put that
the
in a
card.
safety deposit box or something. Keep that.
So they
safe.
actually
Yeah.
they do make and I can send you a link, but they actually do have like cases for booster boxes, and I would suggest you pay the money to put it in like almost like it's like a glass case for it. In fact, let me booster box display case. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Acrylic. Here we go. Etsy.
Yeah. You just
25
like
bucks.
had that. Why did you never open it? What was the reason? You just like, oh,
That's what I want to know. Why did you buy that, and what made you what was going on in your mind in 1999 or 2000?
Feel ya, man.
whenever you
I
bought it?
probably would not have opened it
So
either.
like at the risk of devaluing the set in general, I mean, when that came out, I don't know if you guys remember it, but I started losing like a little bit of like the excitement about Pokemon when that set came out.
Okay,
so like
so
we
wait,
got
hold
it.
on, hold on. How old are you in 1999? Where are you at?
I would have been 9 years old.
10?
9. Wait, what year were you born? That's
I'm 90.
90. Oh,
92.
I thought you were like
90.
5. Why did I think you were so much
No.
older?
No,
Okay,
no.
you're like a year older.
Brennan has that just roughness.
Yeah.
I don't know why I kept thinking you were like much older than I was. Okay, so I thought maybe you're
So,
like
like-
15 and you're like, yeah, Pokemon's dumb, but I was almost the same age as you were. I would have opened that thing in an instant. Pokemon's still cool to this day. It never stopped being cool. I have an entire
I wasn't-
display of Pokemon amiibo I hung on my wall with all 15
Amigos.
of them.
All my amigos are over there.
On my Pokemon amigos.
My amigos behind
Donde
me.
está Pokemon amigo?
I
Anyways,
was a total idiot. Like I opened tons of boxes of like base set 1 and like totally regret it now. But I just didn't know
Yeah.
better. And
Why
then when
would
Gym
you?
Challengers came out, I was just kind of like, this isn't that
And
much
we
fun
all
anymore.
regret it
So
now.
you paid money for a product. So you weren't buying it as an investment. You bought it because you were interested and decided, never mind. But instead of returning it, you just
Jesus.
held on to it.
Just put it in a closet. left
You're
it
either
there.
really lazy or really smart. I'm not sure which one.
Right. That's what I'm
Me either.
thinking.
Because I would
that is
never
the
do that.
luckiest fuck. Like that's the luckiest mess up ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I would never. I would have been in line at Kohl's trying to return it or wherever I was at, Target, and I don't need these cards anymore. I'm gonna save them. I need the money to buy Super Mario Sunshine in 2 years or something stupid like that.
right, just like because that's the thing. I could see if you were like, I don't know, something told me, oh, these are because even back then, remember how like a first edition Charizard back in like 2002 was like, oh man, it's like a $200 card. Everyone
Yeah,
was
all my
like,
friends were. I
oh
remember,
whoa,
Yeah.
let me see it. Pull it out, and everyone would gather around, and we all look at. Ooh,
right.
I'll trade
so
you.
that's the
I'll trade you my Scyther and my Mewtwo, and I got 2 promos. I'll trade you. No way, man. I'm not trading you for that.
Right, like I'm not. I knew that the cards were rare even back then as a 6-7-year-old kid, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't know what an investment was, so I didn't care about that. But I knew the card was always rare, so none of this surprises me.
I didn't think it
But, like-
would become an investment.
I
know?
didn't think it would blow up to
I-
this, but I'm not surprised.
I think it's just
Yeah.
Mike had hit it like exactly on the head, saying, the people that
Did.
like this are our generation of people within, the
Yes.
millennial group. We're the ones that grew up with this, and now we got older. We never stopped liking it because it never really went away, and we still like the original version of it because that's what we're nostalgic about. And we do all have more money than we did when we were 9, so we're able to spend a couple $100 here and there for frivolous stuff now. So the demand for this stuff has gone up, but the supply for it never changed. It's just going down and down and
They're
down.
not
So-
making, and anytime they make a reprint, it's not the same because it has the date on the card. So let them
true.
reprint those gym challenge cards as many times as they want. It will never be the same. What's up? So that's why I say every time you watch a Logan Paul video, someone open those up, be more and more happy and sit on that because I'm not kidding. Give it a couple years, especially with the hype and everyone buying it and doing these. I feel like that box could be over $100,000. And the reason I say that is because the first edition base sets are going for almost $300,000 now.
Wow.
Holy crap!
So like the way I remember it as a kid was like everyone I knew kind of had like I was friends with these collectors and like some older investors, and everyone I knew had a base set Charizard, and like they weren't worth anything. Like you couldn't really sell them. Nobody wanted one. But the base set first edition Charizard was like just too expensive for me as a kid to buy. It was like, I don't know, like $200.
Yeah, 200, and it was it. That's the thing. You knew in 200 when you were when I was 6, 7. It's like, oh man, I knew back then it was an expensive card, but $200 for that freaking thing right now?
A little piece
Give
of
me
paper.
yeah, give me a break.
Pay for that right now just to have it.
I'd put $15,000 on as many first edition Charizard cards as I could right now.
I remember buying. I remember I had. I think it was for my first communion. I had a bunch of money. My mom's like, "You need to put this in the bank and save it." And I remember I made her a deal that I would spend half of it on Pokemon cards. And she's like, "You don't need to waste your money on this. I want to cash out so hard and send my mom a check and be like, here, mom, look how much money I just made on that useless purchase you guys made fun of me for because I was such a nerd."
Yeah, dude. I mean,
It's your $75 back.
Yeah, here's your money back. Take it.
Absolutely incredible. So
crazy.
I still have a couple, and I don't have them with me. They're actually with my dad right now. But the next time he comes down, he's going to bring them with me because now I'm like on him, like, no, dude, you get that shit to me right now.
Don't tell him how much it's worth though, because
he knows. But my
those
sister,
are at, Michael, they're kind of missing.
my sister had taken pictures
They're
of all the
missing.
different cards that I had.
my
So the rare ones that I have I have 2 sets of them, but the rarest ones, I have normal Nido Queen. I got like the Alakazam, Gyarados. I never had a base set Charizard. Never did, which is weird. I had a first edition Dark Charizard, which is worth a lot of money, and that is the only card in this whole collection I can't find. That is the one that is worth the most, and I cannot.
Oh, no.
But in terms of first edition ones, yeah, I have a Haunter. I have a first edition Dark Gyarados. I have a Misty's Gyarados, but it's not
Nice.
first edition. First edition Machamp. What else? A first edition Kabutops. Do I have any others that are first
It's
edition?
the rarest one you have.
I got
Rarest strong one I probably have now, I would say, is that first edition Dark Gyarados. Like a Venusaur base set. It's not. None of these are first edition, but I have like a Mewtwo. I have a normal Gyarados, Alakazam, Hypno. I have, and it's weird too. I used to collect the, I used to collect the Japanese Pocket Monster versions
Oh,
too,
those
which
ones
is
are
weird.
cool.
Yeah, so I have a Japanese Nidoking and I have a Japanese Flareon, both holographics, but not first editions. I have a Misty's Gyarados, which I think I already said. I have a Steelix that is literally bent in half. I can see through the picture how absolute shit condition that is. I know I had a Blastoise that is
Love
probably
Steelix.
sitting somewhere with the Dark Charizard. I have a Chansey, Kingdra. I have 2 Mucks, Scyther. I have what is this? Rocket Scyther, but it's from the Gym Challenge. So it's like the Rockets one.
I found a couple more first editions after I was cleaning my stuff up the other night, and I found a first edition Wigglytuff I had.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I also have a Blaine's Moltres, which go for a lot, but that's more the first
It's when you
edition.
say these, and I know what these cards look like in my head. It's
It's
so
Moltres
crazy
is
how I've
sick.
seen these things.
Yeah. So like,
His Moltres is a sweet looking card.
Blaine's Moltres is so cool. That was like my favorite art of the card, and then Misty's Gyarados
Yeah.
is probably second. That one's
I don't
super
know what
cool
my favorite
too.
art would be. I always loved the
Um,
fat Pikachu in the original. That was the ugly ass fat Pikachu one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Just yeah, I know exactly which one.
Or Scyther.
Scyther, I
Scyther.
got
I
two
used to love
Scythers, which were cool.
so I had one of those fake like they're all fake, obviously Pokedex aren't real, but I had a Pokedex. I'm like,
No, I'm
I had a
pretty sure
fake
they're real.
Pokedex, but I had the Pokedex and you could type it in the number and it would show you like the Pokemon and stuff and like the little digital black
cool.
and white screen. I used to sit and quiz myself so I would know the Pokemon's number to remember them. So I'd type in a number and I'd look away and go, Scyther, and I'd look, yep, Scyther, I knew. And I would sit and do this so I knew the numbers of them. Because I
Oh my
wanted to be a
gosh,
real
do it now.
Pokemon master.
Cool. I think
Get a Pokedex now, learn
we
all
all did, man.
890
We all
of them.
did.
That was so cool. Yeah,
Um,
I see the Moltres. Oh, that was such a cool
Yeah,
looking
so
Pokemon.
I got some really good, and they all look like they're in decent condition still. So I don't think I'm ever gonna see my first edition Dark Charizard.
Yeah.
That was the only Charizard I ever had.
$144 going for the first edition fossil Pokemon of Moltres.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. The first edition, if it's graded high, what is
Tough.
Wow.
I'm
Shining
assuming it has to be,
Noctowl?
like hollow to
Oh, that's
be
cool
worth
too.
anything.
Alex is sending in some of his pictures right now of what he's got. He's got a Shining Noctowl. That's awesome. By the way, Brandon, I linked that booster box display case. It's like
Awesome.
$20, dude. I would totally
Perfect.
Kevin, you should just buy that for him. Because like that is, and it fits a Pokemon thing, but so protect that thing at all costs. Let's see what a
these are
Shining
worth-
Noctowl.
I don't know if I have a Nidoking.
Goes for.
I'm trying to think. I want to go through my cards now and just put them all in order from 1 to 150 and see
First
who I'm missing.
edition, we're gonna find it.
Smart.
So right now the price for that, oh wow, yeah. But so what I'm looking at is a website, Alex, that actually shows sold prices for them. Right now oh my gosh, now it was a PSA 10, but it sold for $2,500. Average is about $500 for like PSA 8. 9s can go up anywhere to like 800.
Which card is this, Mike?
Look in the chat. Alex just posted one he has. It's a Shining
God, this-
Noctowl.
A sold first edition Chansey, which I'm pretty sure I have, sold for $400 US.
Yep. So go on to PokemonPrice.com, and that's going to show you what's
I
actually
have
been
this
sold
card.
recently for these cards.
I need to go downstairs and just
Um,
start selling this shit.
So
that's kind of what
should-
I'm worried about. This like right now is
Ow.
like everyone our age is like, wait, I have these cards, and they go to their basement and then they flood the market with.
But
product.
honestly, this isn't popular within the past week. This has been going on like for months and months. Like they started figuring this out about 8 months ago, and the prices skyrocketed. It did the opposite of what you're thinking. So like,
Sure.
I still think, and that's the thing, when I get all these cards, I'm not planning to sell any of them. I'm going to sit on them because 40 years from now, it's going to be even harder to find those cards. And then my Kabutops will be a lot more.
What if they do reprints though? Even though it's not from Wizards of the Coast anymore and it's from the other company that owns them.
Look
It
at what
was
I just
not
got.
dated, man.
I just got a reprint of the Charizard.
Yeah, but what if they start reprinting the originals, like exactly the same things, the same powers, the same everything with first edition?
Doesn't matter because look at the date on them. When you see 1996,
Yeah.
you don't see that for these other cards.
Yeah, 95, 96, 97, 98.
It matters, man.
They don't have 97,
All the time.
which is weird.
In fact, they did reprints back then. The second base set, the base set, those are all the
What
same
does
cards.
Shadowless mean? First edition
Okay.
Raichu Shadowless.
What I'm going to show you, and if you have a Shadowless card, and I'll show you for any of you guys, it's actually worth extra money. So what it is, and we'll all right now. So click on that. Click on Alex's photo of the Shining Noctowl.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try
So
to
do
put
you
this
see-
on the stream here so everybody can follow along?
Okay.
Let me see. Man, these are worth some serious money. This is crazy.
Beautiful.
Is anybody watching? Do you guys have any? We have Nilo, Mike, Alex in the chat. Steve's in here. I know my brother-in-law.
Yeah,
Sean
tell us
is
some of
watching.
your biggest cards that you have
Yeah,
in
what do you
hand.
got? Well, share it with
I'll
us
look
in
them up
chat.
for you guys. I'll get excited with you for you, and then I'll totally
Alex,
undercut you and
no.
sell it and try and buy it from you for half off.
For half off.
um,
Oh my god.
but yeah,
Kevin,
tell me when
have
you
you
guys.
found what the most
Here.
expensive card is?
No, I haven't
First
gone
edition.
all through mine yet.
Oh,
I gotta,
yours? Yes. Well, we got. I don't know how much time we still have left. I don't know if we have that much time. I was gonna say you could do it now.
Yeah, I know. Let's see this.
I'll tell you, I'm not doing much the rest of this night besides some World of Warcraft. And you got my Sparks plugin right now. Does that even make sense?
No.
I'll talk all about this.
Sparks are plugging. Okay, let me see. This isn't gonna work.
Nyla, see if you can if that relative is still doing trade backs.
Yeah, Nilo in the chat says I gave most of mine to a relative who was into collecting them. Well, if they love you, they'll give them back.
Yeah, or at least ask for like a commission off of each sale.
Commission. Yeah, no
so
kidding.
tell me, how were you able to show the picture, Kevin?
Yeah,
or?
I gotta switch the screen. I just screwed it up, so hang on 1 second.
Okay. You know what? Hold. Actually, I was gonna try and send you a picture of a shadowless. Well, you could just pull it up. You can just Google. I'll show you one, and then you can Google like shadowless Charizard, and I can show you what it looks.
So what's the plan for now, guys? Do we start raiding little kids' house or like other people's house? Do we
So
go to Value Village and
yeah, I've already bought some of my dead president masks. Now I'm just picking out which gun I'm gonna use for rants. And
This is all gonna go over very well.
no, one thing I do, real talk, I do plan on trying to. I've been searching now, like all the offer ups, because sometimes you'll find a decent deal. Some people will try and sell it to you for like crap, but sometimes, like someone had a Blaine's Charizard, and they were selling it for like $100, and it's just like, damn, for real. Like, and if they're good and they send you the pictures of like the back of the card, all sorts of stuff, that's when you know, because you want to see this. Because the thing is with all these cards, it's the high graded ones. Unless it's you got a first edition Charizard, you could sell it basically. Unless anything less of it not being burnt to a crisp, you could sell it for some money. But most of these, they want to see a PSA at least 8.5 to a 9 to make some real money off of it. Other than that, you know, they're still kind of collectors. But that's the thing. I feel like right now they're still like that. Give it time. Again, more of these cards are going to get damaged. More or less people are going to have them. Most people don't know about this. You're going to get thrown out.
People are going to open packs.
Yes, all of a sudden those PSA 8s, well, now the 7s will be worth something. Now the 6s, you know what I mean? It's going to be tough. And yes, the 10s will still go up in price even more, but then the other ones will start getting so that's my personal thoughts and opinions with it. So how are you doing over there, Kevin?
Let's do this. I put on hold because it wasn't working right, and it's gonna look weird because the sizing is not right. I got 2 more stories that are take us away a little bit from Pokemon, kind of. We'll close out this show, and then we'll start up a second stream. We'll just do a Pokemon card conversation. I'll grab my stuff, and we can start going through some of these things. So those who don't want to hear Pokemon anymore, we'll back off of that, and then we'll do a separate stream. So we got 2 news stories that I did want to talk about, and they aren't Pokemon related. One of them talks about Nintendo this guy named Uri Geller. I don't know. I have never heard of this guy until the story, but this came out. This one's from today. This guy named Uri Geller, he's an illusionist. He sued Nintendo back in 2000 because the Pokemon Kadabra was too similar to him in his likeness.
Yes.
And I never heard of this before, and I did not know that Kadabra was. I did not know Kadabra was absent from Pokemon, the trading card game, for 20 years. Did anybody else know this was a thing?
So just recently, I did hear something about Kadabra not being into it.
I did not.
But I mean, yeah, I never had actually. Until they said, I was like, oh, actually, you're right. I've never seen a Kadabra card.
But does that mean you can't have Alakazam because you can't evolve him? So you have to.
So how it works is the card games, they had to make special rules and items, like trainer cards and item cards. You had to get to be able to evolve Abra straight to Alakazam. So now they can get rid of that. But yes, that's how they had to make loopholes before.
That's crazy. Well, apparently, up until
I remember that.
Well, very recently now, I don't know. I'm trying to find the date in here, but this guy backed off, and he's letting Nintendo now use this guy in his car. If I was this guy too, though, like 20 years ago, you're a nobody magician, illusionist. Wouldn't you think this would help you? being somewhat related to the world's
Even if-
largest trading card game at the time, to maybe
Even if you're big, like I think of like a Chris Angel, but I get that, you're making big. You don't need something that, your name now boosted because he could be, he's like I think he's a Japanese illusionist. So maybe he's very pop. I can tell you one thing. I don't know anything about illusionists in the 90s.
I mean, is he an American living there? Because he looks like a
I don't know,
European American dude or something.
Because the thing that he's upset is not the name Kadabra. It was the
spoon
Japanese
bending.
name. No, it was the name for Kadabra in Japanese. They named it similar to his name.
This article shows the spoon bending, and he says that was like his trick, and that's what Kadabra always did.
Well, not only that, but they named the Japanese version of him was also, in fact, here. Hold up, you sent it in the article, and I can pull it up, and I'll tell you right now.
Oh yeah, I'm looking.
So
at
his name is Yuri Geller.
Yeah.
It's
so
weird. His name is Younger in Japanese, and it's unequivocally linking him to celebrity illusionist Yuri Geller. So yeah, Younger apparently is similar into his name, and then obviously they based the Pokemon off of him because he bends the spoons. But Alakazam also bends the spoons, but Alakazam's name and it is made up in Japanese to something different. So it was apparently close enough. They knew that they would base the card off of him. Not only that, but the whole Pokemon in general. So yeah, he threatened to sue them, and they pulled it off.
Wow.
I don't know.
I can't believe someone would take them on like that.
That is
odd. So, and for 20 years, he was able to keep it away. In fact, he would have kept it longer. He was the one that said, "You know what? I'll give it up. Let's do it." Probably because it was Pokemon's popular again, and I'm not. Maybe I should let this go.
Maybe let's give this in. I'm getting old, and I'm not getting any cooler.
Right? Yeah. David Blaine started doing shit on the streets and impressing a lot more people than I did. So I don't know, but good for him, I guess. That's all I gotta say.
I guess. Okay, so enough about our boy Yuri. I guess he's somehow relevant for 5 minutes again. The next bit of news is more of a big rumor, and I guess this will be our last thing we kind of talk about. But it talks about Nintendo's anniversary, and I think is it their 25th again, or not again? 25th. Yeah, I feel like Nintendo just keeps having 25. It's like everything just came out all in a row. Because they got Zelda, Mario's got 25th, and all this. So Pokemon's got their 25th.
Zelda's 35th, I think, yeah.
Oh, it's 35th. You're right. That makes more sense now. So there's been rumor after rumor after rumor of games coming out, of collections, of what it's going to be, Pokemon Master Collections, remakes. The latest one that I could find from earlier today, a couple hours ago, talks about it being a Nintendo, or Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Nintendo Switch remake, which... to headline because I think they tweeted. Nice. Did you guys see the tweet? I'm trying to remember.
They telling fans that 2021 expect something big.
They said expect something big, and this article is relating to that tweet that they came out and said that this is what it's going to be. Some leaker. If this is the case and they do a complete remake to look like Sword and Shield, I would be happy. If they do something similar to look like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, no. Please no, because that's not.
See, I'd rather.
That's great for children and my grandma, but I want this to be Pokemon Sword and Shield.
So I hope it's a mix between it, and by mix between it, I mean I hope it's everything that is Sword and Shield, but Pokemon can be completely shown, and specifically shinies can be shown in the overworld, and that's all I want and care about. Everything else can be Sword and Shield. But Pokemon Let's Go did great by having the shinies in the overworld.
I mean, it was cool.
That was it.
I just didn't like. I just didn't like catching them like Pokemon Go. That was the only thing I didn't care about.
Yeah, I like the other way too. I mean, I didn't
like the idea of linking all the games.
I mean, that's cool. Did you guys, Brandon and Zahi? Oh, excuse me, hiccup all of a sudden. I can't stop. Did you guys play Let's Go Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu? Either of those?
No, but I wanted to. I just haven't picked it up.
Never got a chance.
It's not too late.
Yeah, it's never too late. And they're probably on sale right now for Black Friday weekend and Cyber Monday and stuff. I'm kind of dissing the game, but it was fun. I did play it and beat it. It just wasn't. It was a good side game. Like if this was the main game and this is what I'm getting for the big release, I'm a little disappointed. But it was like an off year, I guess, for Pokemon. So I did have a good time playing it. It just I played it because it was a lot of nostalgia because I loved obviously the first two games. Coming out at the same time these card games did and stuff. Well, before really, and that part was fun. I just didn't enjoy the catching Pokemon instead of fighting them to weaken them and stuff. It literally turned into Pokemon Go, where you throw rocks and stuff at them, and then you like fling balls at them trying to catch them. So
I get what.
See, I still
okay,
play
yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go, so I don't mind it.
you
But,
felt right at home. You're like, oh, this is
yeah.
it. This is great.
I do Pokemon Go the same reason I do Pokemon cards, is I just like the collection aspect of it. Like I
It's
just
addicting.
actually,
It's very
yeah,
addicting.
there is for the legendaries right now. It's the Guardians of the Lake trio. So Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. I forget what game they're from. I think it's Black and White. But each one is in a different region of the world. So you can't catch them like North America was Azelf, Mesprit I think was like Asia and stuff like that, and then Uxie was like Europe. I may have those two back, but I had to hop into Discords and find people literally across the world. Like I caught my one from a raid in Australia and another one from Cambridge, England. So it was just fun
cool.
collection. Yeah, sorry, total sidetrack, but I thought it was cool.
It's pretty neat. So what do you guys think then that this, how do you guys feel about Diamond and Pearl? Does this excite you? Is this, who cares? Who cares? What do you think?
Never
I
got a
love it.
chance to play Diamond and Pearl.
It was a good one.
I'd really like another.
That was, I think Diamond and Pearl I think it was the first DS game. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one came right after
Yes.
Sapphire and Ruby and Emerald.
Ruby and Sapphire.
And
Yes, it was.
So this was the first DS, like 2 screens
No.
and all this stuff.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I'm pretty positive because after Diamond and Pearl
Up
came
that Sapphire.
You're right. It's yes.
What came after that one then?
Black and White.
Oh, Black and White, yeah.
Black and White.
So Diamond and Pearl, I think, was definitely the strongest DS one, in my opinion. I really liked the Pokemon they had in that generation. So I would be happy to go back to that. I don't remember the name of the world that was in the island area.
It was Sinnoh.
Sinnoh? Okay. So yeah, that's
Sinnoh or
pretty cool.
Hoenn. No, Hoenn was Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
No, Sinnoh is Diamond and Pearl. Hoenn is Ruby and Sapphire.
That's what you
So
just said.
Sinnoh.
Okay. So Sinnoh. Oh, we were
So
struggling today.
I'm trying to remember.
I like it. I mean, they've been tossing these rumors around about the Diamond and Pearl remakes for months and months. They've also talked about a Let's Go version of
Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
So Let's Go Johto. I'm okay with either of the two.
I'd be okay with that one. I don't know why.
Gold and Silver was my favorite
Like-
version, favorite generation.
Yeah,
but I like Diamond and Pearl.
generation.
See, my first favorite was Emerald Ruby and Sapphire Emerald. Yeah. So I'd be more excited about
Those
that.
were.
Those
And
were the
I've never
best.
played. I had a little bit. I started playing Alpha Sapphire. I actually downloaded a ROM for it on the computer, and then my computer, I had to reboot my whole thing, killed everything, and I never picked it back up.
Unfortunate.
But it was fun, and I know I'll like those. But that's the thing: the remakes, the Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Leaf Green, Fire Red,
ones were
Alpha
good
Sapphire,
too.
Omega Ruby. They kill all the remakes so well. So it's like, dude, do another Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
You've done so well so far with them.
The only thing I'm unsure of is this is their 25th big anniversary. Like, this doesn't seem like something
It has to
special.
be something.
This just seems
So
like
it's not going to
something
be
they would
it's
do
not gonna be
anyways.
their 25th anniversary.
What's that?
This year's 25th anniversary. It's ending the 20. So it'll be year 26 for them. So don't think of
Wait,
it like
it
that.
is?
It's not. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it says the
So-
Pokemon. Here's a quote. Quoted from
No.
the article. The Pokemon Company International invites fans around the world to stay tuned for more information about the very special upcoming celebration of Pokemon's 25th anniversary in 2021. Are you sure?
Yeah, you're right. It was 96 that it came
I
out.
was like,
so
wait a
my
second. I
apologies.
just read this.
Yeah. So, it could be a big one. That could be because the reason has been fans have been crying out for Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I
They
saw a
want them
couple people
so bad.
on Reddit talking about doing from one generation. So if they did Diamond and Pearl and you had every generation 1, 2, 3, 4 all in one collection and you were able to do all of that, I think that would be
So
cool. And then they
that's
could do,
another.
like-
That's the.
What's
I
that?
think I said last week. There's 3 rumors that have gone out: Diamond and Pearl remakes, Let's Go Johto, and then the third one is some sort of open adventure where it's
Love
going to be
Let's Go
multiple
Johto.
games.
Yeah, multiple a master collection type thing. Where it
which would be stupid
that's
cool,
so
but
cool.
I don't think that would happen.
But could you
I mean,
imagine-
listen,
But one of the
Nintendo.
no. But one of the I think it was Emerald or one of those games. You were able to go back to Pallet Town after you beat it. Was it the
It was
Was it
Diamond and it was
Crystal or something?
oh
Or
my
not
gosh.
Crystal,
Well, Crystal, Gold, and Silver, all 3 of them. Yeah, you could do 16 badges
Yeah.
as opposed to 8.
Yeah, like what if I mean if you told
So
me it was just
cool.
the first 3 generations or first 4 and I was able to do all the above in all the games, Like, you don't even have to write content. You have the game. You just have to translate it to make it look current.
And just update it, which
Bro,
Pokemon's not
take
very
that
good at.
damn Animal Crossing money, hire some developers, and make this game, because I would lose my shit if that was what we could do.
I would
Could you
literally,
imagine?
I'll camp out of a
Animal Crossing
GameStop
money.
for
Oh my
a year and a
gosh.
half.
I'd buy physical to keep it and sealed, because now I know Pokemon becomes apparently rich and stuff in the future, and then I download it digitally and play it now.
Get it signed by the CEO of Nintendo.
Yeah, I know.
Some Bowser.
Jesus.
But yeah, no,
Oh,
I think.
man.
But the thing is with I'm not getting my hopes up with Pokemon anymore, because remember when they pulled that stuff with us, that stunt this year? They did the like, there was like a Pokemon direct, or some sort of direct, where they never had done this before, and it was like, oh my gosh! And then they came with a MOBA.
Not very
yeah,
It was
good.
like, are
we haven't
you
even heard
kidding
anything else
me?
since then. The
I haven't
MOBA
seen anything.
and
I don't
it
even
wasn't
remember
even
the
like
name of it.
it was like a mobile game. It's like you can play on
Yeah.
your smartphone and Switch. I'm like, well, this isn't like.
And that was, they built a presentation, never done this before, specifically, and that was the shit they handed us. So it's just like, obviously their idea of cool is much different than what the mainstream is thinking.
Ah, jeez. Oh man. All right. Well, I think we can wrap up the show there. Next week we'll have some fun stuff to talk about. We've got the Phoenix Rising comes out on Thursday. Is that what it's called? Phoenix Rising? Phoenix something?
Yeah.
I don't know why
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Immortals Phoenix
I don't know why I
Rising.
can never remember the name of that game.
It was originally, because originally it was Gods and Monsters.
Yes,
and
that's
they
what it was.
debuted it at E3 19,
But for some reason the name
and it
still
went dark for a very
misses
long
me.
time, and came back. So
We've
it was
got
a game
that.
I was
What's the
tracking for a
date?
while.
So next week is the 6th on the Sunday. Okay, so that'll be hype week, you guys, because then a couple days after that is Cyberpunk. Holy
Cyberpunk.
crap.
Maybe.
It's fun. No, Michael, Thomas,
Maybe.
watch yourself. Because
Maybe it'll
I
be.
cannot wait. So this week is this week, and then next week I have the rest of the week. So I have the 10th and 11th off of work. So I'm playing that whole weekend, that whole back end of the week.
And I both, buddy.
I cannot
So real
wait.
quick, Real quick quiz.
Well,
quiz.
quick, that's-
First off,
Chris. You don't
Chris
know my
is what I
name.
meant to say, and that's not even your name, Kevin. Before we start the watch, because I'm watching some of the viewers drop like flies. Before they do, are we gonna hop onto another stream?
Yeah, I
and
think so.
check
We'll
out your
do a quick,
Pokemon
maybe
cards?
half hour, 45-minute stream or so. Sound good?
Okay, so everybody, hang on for a little bit. Maybe take like a 20-minute break. I'm gonna grab something between it, and then we'll be back on to do that, because I'm excited for that.
I'm gonna go grab all my cards and I'm gonna start laying them out here. So.
And
Brandon, you keep yours.
also everyone,
What's
we're
that?
gonna be on Wednesday. Once the embargo lifts, I'm gonna try my best to do a live stream of Immortals Phoenix Rising. So make sure to try to
Nice.
come back for Wednesday for that too.
Nice.
Sounds
On this
good.
channel.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Brandon, thanks for showing up here. We appreciate you showing off your wealth.
Brandon
Yeah, your wealth, your
wealth.
401k.
literally came in
Box of cardboard.
to show his less like box.
Hey, we
He's
had
like, I'm
9
done. I'm
viewers,
already-
so
I'm-
it worked.
That's what I'm
I
saying,
did
man.
my
I'm
part for
telling-
the show.
Yeah, that's why I called it out, because I saw them starting to leave. It's like, well, hold up. If they want Pokemon, we'll give them more Pokemon after this.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you next week then.
All right.
Have a
See you
good
guys
night,
in a couple
everyone.
minutes.
See you guys.
Thanks for joining.